praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Wa'Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to all you true, sincere brethren out there, pushing out this purified truth, cleansing this wicked, defiled kingdom with this word, and to the rest of the church who believe as well. The water to Yahweh Shai, because without him, none of this would even be possible. Okay? This is the book of Luke 2, and I'm going to start at verse 42. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. This is speaking of when Yahweh Shai was 12 years old. Okay? Verse 43. And when they had fulfilled the days as they returned, the child, which it says Jesus here, but it's Yahweh Shai, tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinsfolk and acquaintances. So here you have two worried parents about their 12-year-old son. Okay? And that son being Yahweh Shai. And when they found him not, they turned back again to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple. So imagine today not being able to find your son who was 12 years old for 3 days. A lot of people today would bug out and lose their mind. Was he kidnapped? Is he still alive? What's going on? Did he run away? Okay? So you have to imagine what's going through their mind. Okay? And it came to pass that after 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. Okay, so you had Yahweh Shai amongst doctors, amongst teachers, listening and asking them questions. Okay? Verse 47. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. So here you have this 12-year-old male with the understanding of a grown man. Because typically, at the age of 12 years old, you are a grown man. Okay? At the age of 12 years old, naturally, you would already have semen in your testicles. Which means if you had sex with the female who was able to bear children, she would be impregnated. Whether she was 12 years old, or 22, or 32. Okay? A 12-year-old boy with semen in his balls could create another child. Why? Because he's actually a grown man. Now, America sets up that you're not really an adult officially until you're 21. But you're able to go to the military and fight and die for the so-called white man at the age of 18. And let's face it, a lot of us men and women didn't wait till we were 18 or 21 to lose our virginity. All right? And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. So these people were amazed at his understanding, at his age, being 12 years old. Okay? Verse 48, Luke 2 and 48. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. So here you have Mary, his mother, telling him that they both were worried about him and his safety. They were concerned about him. right? Just as a parent would be. Okay? This is verse 49. And he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? So this is Yahweh Shai at the age of 12, telling his mother, speaking as a man, that he is about his father's business. That's why he disappeared. That's what he was doing. The father's work, which is more important than her concern about him. It was prophecy. An angel actually came to Mary and told her who her son would be, how special he would be. But her being a woman, being simple, she casted that off to the side and was thinking with her emotions instead of thinking by faith and remembering what the angel told her about her son. She's concerned about his safety, where his whereabouts are. And here he is, gone for a few days because he's out doing the father's business, speaking with fully grown adults with understanding. And the people that were around him were astonished and they were amazed. Now there's a brother in this truth. He goes by the name of Damashapat, which I believe means blood judgment or bloody judgment. Just like in Swahili, the word for blood is Damu, which is where you get the Damu blood gang. Okay? Now, Damashapat, I remember his son being 12 years old, and he was amongst us. And he was actually bringing out scriptures, bringing out precepts to the things that we were talking about. And we were astonished. We were amazed. And that reminded me of Yahweh Shai when he was 12 years old, with great understanding. Okay? I had to add that for a second. And he said unto them, how is it that ye sought me? Wist ye not that I must be about my father's business? So Yahweh Shai, at the age of 12 years old, was already in the spirit and telling his own mother that he is about his father's business. Now it's a damn shame that you have men in their 20s, in their 30s, in their 40s who claim to be in this truth, but they're really not in this truth. They are really not about the father's business. They're still under their mother. They still allow their mother's opinion to control them and to manipulate them, to drive them. You have full-grown men still living off of their mother. Now, it's one thing to fall in hard times, and you may move back to your mother's house for a short time or whatever. But when you get on your feet, you get the hell out of our house, man. Because we're under the curses right now. We are in captivity. So I do understand that there are certain men in this truth who may live with their mothers. But it's not because they're lazy and they're living off of her. They're just going through a tough time. Okay? This is verse 50. Luke 2 and 50. And they understood not the saying which he spake unto them. So here it is. You have Mary, even Joseph being simple, because they were told who their son was. And instead of reflecting back on the prophecy that the angel gave them, they got worried. Where's our son? We've been looking for him. We've been traveling trying to find our son, and he's been gone for a few days. Then they finally see him, and he's in the midst of grown adults, in the midst of teachers, doctors, who will be looked at as learned men, having full-fledged conversations with great understanding. And then here comes Mary intervening, telling him, we were worried about you. And what did Yahweh Shai say to her once again? Do you not know that I am about my father's business? So what in the hell is wrong with some of you so-called men in this truth who allow your woman to run you, who allow your mother to run you, who allow things to persuade you and to make you insecure about this job that we're doing. This is the Father's business, okay? And Yahweh Shai had that spirit on him at a young age, when he was a young man. What does America do? America tries to keep you as a child until you're 21 years of age. That's why you have a bunch of immature men and immature women walking around today. You have Esau with his philosophies, separating the man from the woman, telling the woman to be independent, to go to college, and then after she graduates college and becomes a businesswoman or whatnot, then to worry about children. But a lot of women at that age, they're more concerned about themselves. They're not seeking for a husband. Then by the time they want a husband, they can't even bear children anymore. Or Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai curses them to where they can never bear children in the first place. Then all of a sudden they want to get in that motherly spirit. All of a sudden they want a husband. They want someone to be nurturing to them. They want someone to take care of all of a sudden. But they want their whole life in their prime worrying about themselves and their careers. Being immature. You have women who make sex a big deal. A man wants to get with her, and because he wants to pop her and keep her, she makes it a big deal. I'm not ready yet. What do you mean you're not ready yet? You had 21 night stands within the past year, but then here comes a man who's serious, who's really into you. Now you're not sure. Now you're not ready. Okay? America has destroyed the mind of our people. It's time for us men, in this truth, to really show yourself as men. Put away that childish ass nature and be about Yahweh's business, just as our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay? Let's go to 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. So when Yahweh Shai was 12 years old, he was speaking as a man, showing what? That you're actually a man at 12 years old. And I remember when I was 12 years old, or roughly around that age, that's when my mother started allowing me to walk to school by myself without any supervision. I remember it just like it was yesterday. Okay, I remember it was me and my younger brother, and we would walk to school with no supervision. I was the one in authority to make sure that we got to school okay. Okay? And I was about 11, 12 years old in the 5th grade. And I knew exactly what was going on. I remember having visions of popping women at the age of 12 years old. You was that young? Yes, I was that young because I was a man. All right? And when you become a man, you're supposed to put away childish things and speak as a man. But Esau keeps you immature, keeps you as a child up until the age of 21. Okay? When I was a child, I spake as a child. Now, you're not really a man, to be honest, until you receive this truth. You have a lot of men who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and they don't have this truth. They might be a man according to DNA, but they're really not men. They're a bunch of beta males. They are a bunch of sissies, wimps. And they allowed their women, whether it be their wives, whether it be their mother, to have an influence on them in a negative way. Because they don't have their balls, they don't have their cojones, man. Okay? That's why the scriptures tell you that a man shall be more precious than fine gold, because you're going to find out the only real men left are the men of the Lord. MGTOW partially got it, but they really don't got it, man. The real men are in this truth serving Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We're the real men. We're the last real men on earth, to be honest with you. Having a rod and cojones between your legs makes you a man by DNA, okay? But you show yourself a man when you receive this truth, when you put away childish ways. If you see a woman walking with her man and you checking out her ass, you're still a child, man, okay? If you see a $100 bill laid out on your brother's table and you take it, you're still a child, all right? If you're teaching that Yahweh Shai's name is Jesus, you're still a child. And the list goes on, okay? You're really a child up until you receive this truth. So Yahweh Shai put away childish things even at the age of 12 years old. So what the hell is wrong with you men, or supposedly men, who can't get this? Who allow women to roll over you like a bunch of bitches. And then you wonder why she leaves you and she gets bored with you. You can't go into a relationship with a woman being a beta male and then all of a sudden want to become a real man. She's going to leave you. You got to be a certain way up front from the very beginning. Okay? Don't try to switch it up on her all of a sudden. Okay? And being a real man doesn't mean you have to disrespect her, go upside of her head, push her around. That's not what makes an alpha male. But an alpha male is not going to allow his woman, he's not going to allow his woman to have negative influence on him. If your job is to serve Yahweh God, Shem Yahweh Shai, no matter what anyone says, that's what your duty's going to be, man. Whether you lose your job, whether you lose your woman, whether you lose your children, whether you lose your life, a real man is going to serve Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai against all odds, man. Okay? So I'm going to read this verse again. 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Okay? So really, you become an adult at the age of 12, or when your testicles start to develop semen. That's the Lord's way of telling you now you're a man. Because now you can stick your rod in a woman and impregnate her. Okay, you can repopulate because now you're at the age of being a man. But you're really a man, okay, when not only you have semen in your testicles, but when you can receive this understanding, okay, and you believe in it, and you push it, you promote it, you follow it, you abide by it the best you can. That's what makes you a man. One who serves Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai. Just because you have 20 women, that doesn't make you a man. Okay? Let's go to the book of 1 Kings. Two and 1. First Kings 2 and 1. Now the days of David drew nigh that he should die. So this is when David was up in age. Okay? And he charged Solomon, his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Showing you that he was about to pass away. Okay? Be thou strong, therefore, and show thyself a man. So how do you show yourself a man? That is the question. Because I just read to you that when you're a man, you speak as a man. When you're a man, you put away childish things. So how do you do that? This is verse 3. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God to walk in his ways. Okay? So in order for you to keep the charge of the Lord, okay, you have to be involved in this ministry. You have to do the Lord's service, his works, what he asked you to do. Okay? To wake up his people, to follow the law, statutes, and commandments the best you can, because we are not saved by the law. But you know what? You better keep the law the best you can. You don't just go out of your way and break the law because you can't keep the law. You do your best to keep the laws that you can keep. Like the Sabbath day, for example. If you know it's the Sabbath, like it is right now, going into the Sabbath, you keep it. You don't pop your woman, okay? You keep the Sabbath, man. If you have a beard and you can grow one, you don't line it up, you don't cut it off. That's a commandment that you can keep. Now, although it's not a sin worthy of death if you cut off your beard, the Lord can still not have mercy on you because of your rebellion, because your heart ain't right, okay? So, stand your ground. Whatever office the Lord puts you in, stand your ground. That's how you show yourself a man. And keep the charge of the Lord thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, which were only given to who? The nation of Israel. Okay? And his judgments and his testimonies. Okay? Which the word testimony, in order for you to testify, you need testicles. That's why the Lord is waking up men. He's not calling women to come out here and to wake up the children of Israel. He's calling men to be leaders. And you can find that in the Apocrypha, that the Lord raised up men as leaders. Okay? I'm going to see if I can find that after a little bit, if I don't forget. As it is written in the law of Moses, which is really the law of Yahweh, okay? But he used Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So that's why our people are under the curses right now, because they're not trying to perform what the Lord wants them to do. They want to do their own way. Now they're all jacked up. They're all messed up. Their health is all messed up. Their women keep leaving them, committing adultery on them. And you know, it's funny because the Israelite man has become so wicked, they'll turn their own women, their own woman or their women into hoes. They'll prostitute them just so they can benefit. They'll turn their women, or they'll prefer their women to be a bunch of lesbians so they can have threesomes. That's not a man. That's a little boy. That's a little child, man, who don't know any goddamn better, who's going to get his ass whipped if he don't change. Okay? The Lord is calling for real men to follow after his ways and to perform his will. Okay? You have a lot of men still trying to be stuck under their mama's titties all damn day long, man. Still calling their mom every week, hey, mom, can I have $20? Hey, mom, can I borrow $100? Didn't I just give you $100 3 days ago? I know, mama, but I really need it. And then you might have some mothers, they just soften up every time, and they'll be sucker enough to give you the money. And what do you do with it? You spend it on alcohol. You spend it on cannabis. You spend it on prostitutes. You're not spending it on trying to better yourself. You're not spending it on a Bible, or you're not spending it on some books that you can use for wisdom. You're spending it on bullshit. That's a punk, man. That's a weak-ass nigga, man. Okay? Calling up brothers, hey, man, I'm doing bad. I need money. But what are you doing to better yourself? How are you going to help the brotherhood when you always bullshit, man? And like I said, there's times where you're going to go through situations where you may be unemployed. You may be unemployed for a month, 2 months, 3 months. That can happen. But when you bounce back and you get on your feet, boom, there you go. But you have some men, they're okay with not having money coming in. They're okay with living off of their woman. They're okay with living off of their mother, asking their dad for money here and there, depending on these shitty ass sluts out here, because they don't want to get it on their own. That is not a man. Okay? This is the book of Genesis 2 and 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. So a man is not going to be stuck under his parents' roof, man. Once you become a certain age and you can work and you can provide for yourself, it's time to get the hell out of your mother and your father and your mother's household, man. Okay? Just because your father and mother is nice enough to let you live there you should still be trying to find a way to get the hell out. Okay? And if you're in the spirit, you're not even going to want to be around them anyway, because there's a good chance they're going to rebel against this truth. They're going to be an annoyance. How can you be in this truth and your parents despise the truth, but yet you're just okay to just be under their roof? Eating up all the goddamn Honey Nut Cheerios, man. Eating up all the Doritos. And you've been unemployed for fucking 2 years. And you don't even care, man. Alright? You're not trying to save up any money to get a car. You're not trying to mess with any female that's doing anything for herself. You're messing with hood rats, alright, who have nothing to offer. Get her pregnant. She hit you with child support. You ain't got no money. Now your ass is locked up in jail. And that's probably better off for you because you get 3 free meals a day. Jake is bugged out, man. Esau has done a number on our people. And it's tough out here. It's hard. Trust me. Alright? But at the same time, you have to have some kind of will or some desire to want to do okay for yourself. If you're unemployed, you should feel a certain kind of way. If you don't have money coming in and you can't provide for yourself or your woman or your children, that should not sit right with you, man. Okay? It should mess with you. And I'm not trying to down any brother out there who may be going through some hard times, because I've been there. I've been down and out plenty of times, man, so I know what it's like. But even when I was down and out, I hated to not have my own money. I hated the fact that I may have to have help from somebody else. Not because I was proud, but because as a man, you want to be able to provide and help others, man. All right? Genesis 2:24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. And how do you become one flesh with the woman? You have sex with her. When you stick your rod inside of a woman, you become one flesh. That's marriage. All right? Marriage isn't getting down on your knees, because really that symbolizes you worshiping the woman. And some of us men, we're guilty of that because we were in our ignorance. We thought that was the way to go, to get on your hands and knees and to ask a woman to marry you. Okay? Because you didn't know better. But if you've heard this truth and you're still simple enough to go out here and marry a woman according to Esau's customs, you deserve to get put on child support. You deserve to get dumped and left and played because you're fucking stupid. All right? The Lord is looking for men who are stand-up guys, not pussy-begging niggas. Okay? So you have men, once they get a certain age, they move out on their own. Or they might move out with the woman. Okay? But nevertheless, being stuck under your parents, that shit is whack, bro. Right? And if you can, when it's possible, get the hell out of your parents' house, man. Okay? And if you can't find a job because times is tough, pray on it. But if you can't find a job and it's going on 7 months to a year, it's you. Okay? Because you got temp agencies out there. Alright? You got certain app-based jobs that can help you get a little money. Now in certain states, certain cities, things like Lyft or Uber, you may not make as much money because your city may be slower. But nevertheless, there's some kind of avenue for you to receive money. But yes, it does suck to work a job you don't want to work. I understand. Okay? It sucks. Alright? But we have to do the best we can for ourselves. Okay? And the Lord will do the rest. Alright? This is Matthew 12:46. While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren stood without, desiring to speak to him. So imagine you being around the brotherhood. You're talking about the scriptures, and then in the midst of all that, here comes your earthly family, whether it's your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, and they want to speak to you in the midst of you speaking to those who are believers. Okay? Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with you. So you might have family members, they ain't seen you in a while, and they're desiring to see you. Maybe you've been absent for 6 months. You just not in the picture. Then all of a sudden, when someone's birthday comes around, they want to have some goddamn gathering. Or when another wicked holiday comes around, they want to have you come around, but you don't show up. So let's say they come across you, and because they ain't seen you in a while, they want to speak to you, right? While he yet talked to the people, behold, his mother and his brethren, Yahushua had brothers, stood without, desiring to speak with him. Then one said unto him, behold, thy mother and thy brethren stand without, desiring to speak with thee. But he answered, being Yahushua, answered and said unto him that told him, who is my mother, and who are my brethren? So this is Yahushua speaking as a man, being about the Father's business. Here it is, I'm with my spiritual brothers, speaking about the scriptures, going into the understanding, breaking bread. Then here comes your earthly family in the midst, desiring to speak to you, kind of intervene. And then a person comes to you telling you that they want to intervene, they want to speak to you. So what do you say to them? Look, right now, I'm with my brothers. I'm with my family. I'm in the middle of something right now. Okay? Speaking about this truth. Being about my Father's business. Alright? And that shows you Yahushua's character. And you got a lot of weak niggas who act like they in the truth, but this truth is secondary to them. They're worrying about trying to find a good-ass job. Still trying to go to fucking college. For what? Because you're not really in this thing, man. Now, is it a sin to want to go to college? No. But at the same time, why? Do you know how difficult it is to study these scriptures on its own, but then you're going to college and you have to do other kinds of studying? How you going to find time for this truth, man? When you're getting fed lies and bullshit anyway. All right? But he answered and said unto him that told him. So this is what he told the messenger. All right? Who is my mother? And who are my brethren? And he stretched forth his hand towards his disciples and said, behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, so whoever's about the Father's business, just as he was, right? Let me go back. I just clicked out of it. Give me a second. Sensitive ass phones, man. Alright, so Matthew 12 and 50. For whosoever shall do the will of my Father, which is in heaven, the same as my brother and sister and mother. So don't come up, whether you a family member or not, talking about we brothers, or you my sister. But you ain't following after Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. It don't matter if we share blood. It don't fucking matter. If you're not about the Lord's business, you're really not my concern. Okay? Really, you're an enemy of the gospel. You're an enemy of Yahweh and Yahushua, man. Either you with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, or you're against him. And because of how serious we are about this, because of how we speak, we become an enemy to our own people. Oh well. because this is what we're about. This is our life, man. Okay? Man, the true brothers in this thing who are for real, you know that burning desire that you have about this truth. Okay? It's like, man, you don't care what people think. You know? People at my job know what I'm about. They might not know that I claim to be a Hebrew Israelite, but I'm sure they kind of got an idea what I'm about. They know I ain't no goddamn fool. I'm to the point now, I don't even care. I don't care, man. Okay? You got brothers rocking the Lord's name, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai's name. Man, I wear this to work because I don't even fucking care no more, man. Okay? Ain't no point of being ashamed anymore. The Lord is increasing our spirit, man. Increasing our faith. Powering up every second, every minute, every hour, man. That's the times we in right now. The winter's almost over. We about to go into the spring, and we still gonna be kicking y'all's 2/3 asses with this truth, man. Because this is what we are about. The Father's business. All right? We do our best to serve Him, and we're not worth it. Okay? So we're serious about this. This is the book of Luke 19 and 20. And another came saying, Lord, here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in the napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. Okay? So the Lord, He is an austere man. That's why sometimes when we speak, we come off kind of aggressive or kind of harsh, man. Well, Yahweh Shai himself was that way. And we ain't acting out here, okay? How I speak to you, the different ways I may come off, that's my personality, okay? And I just happen to have the same personality of Yahweh Shai. And I kid you not. I'm not speaking of arrogancy or anything like that, because I don't know. But I feel like in my spirit, I was actually with Yahweh Shai, man. And I'm not trying to sound like a bug out, because I don't know. I'm just speaking what I feel, man. I feel like I was actually with Yahweh Shai back in the ancient world, man. All right? I actually feel that, man. All right? I don't know why, but I do. Okay? Yahweh Shai was a harsh man. Let me read Luke 19 and 20 again. And another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have laid up in a napkin. I'm going to symbolize this to, let's say you have this truth, right? You're watching videos and you're taking notes. And then after you take your notes, you just close up the notebook and you don't even bring out the scriptures, man. You're gaining all this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, but you're not doing nothing with it. That can also be another example, okay, of putting, let me read it again. Here is thy pound, which I have kept laid up in a napkin. So you might have a pound of truth. You put it in your notes, you close the notebook, and you ain't making no videos. But you gaining all this wisdom watching all these videos, but you just sitting on your ass. Okay? The Lord ain't gonna deal with nobody like that. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man. So you have men who know Yahweh Shai ain't fucking playing. But yet they're still bullshitting. They're still lollygagging. Okay? Thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. Okay? So Yahweh Shai, being a harsh man, and many of you know, you've heard his characteristics, you still kind of want to play Like maybe he'll give you the opportunity to just slack off and do what you want to do. Somehow you're special. Okay? Verse 22. And he saith unto him, being Yahushua, out of thine own mouth I will judge thee. So you have brothers, or so-called brothers, who know Yahushua's personality, so they're condemned. But yet they're lollygagging. Yet they're playing games. Okay? Out of thine own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. Thou knewest that I was an austere man, taking up that I laid not down, and reaping that I did not sow. Wherefore then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required mine own with usury? Okay? So this truth doesn't even belong to you. But yet, you're resuscitating knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You have all these notes, and you just pretty much keep the napkin put up. You're pretty much keeping it to yourself, knowing that Yahushua is not fucking playing. He gave you the blueprint on what to do. From Yahweh down to Yahushua, Yahushua down to his servants, man. And Yahushua's servants are going to do what he asked them to do, whether in season or out of season. Right now, my fingertips is cold, but it's not as cold as what I've dealt with before. Okay? So the bank ain't closed, man. We still got money to give freely. Okay? Let's go to Proverbs 31. So Yahushua, my point being, was an austere man. But you got a lot of punk ass niggas who are ran and driven by the female gender. Whether it be, once again, their wife, their wives, or their mother, their auntie, their grandmother, get persuaded by them in wickedness. Okay? Proverbs 31 and 1. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. So this is from a woman. This is a woman giving her son some game, so to speak. Giving her son some wisdom. Okay? What, my son? And what, the son of my womb? And what, the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. So when you give a woman power over you, you're giving her the power to destroy you. That's why the scriptures tell you that children rule over us and women oppress us. Most men today allow women to just run over them. And that's why the Lord is going to remove a lot of you, because you let women just run over you. That's not a man, that's a coward. That's called a beta male. And feminism has totally destroyed you men out there. You cowards. And that's why your woman, she gets tired of you when she leaves your ass, man. Okay? And all of you women who don't want a real man, the Lord's going to kill your ass. You better believe that. A lot of you lesbians out there, snacking between other women's legs, you're going to be destroyed, man. A real woman would naturally want a man who's the aggressor, who's harsh, who's austere, just as Yahushua. And if that's too much for you, kick rocks and trip and fall and crack your skull and die. All right? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. And the scriptures tell you that our nation is a nation of kings and priests. So if you're an Israelite man and you giving your strength unto women to have control and rule over you, you're destroyed. And the Lord's going to show you by destroying your ass. The Lord hates that shit, man. Because that goes against the holy order. What is the righteous order? The Heavenly Father, Yahweh, His only begotten Son, Yahushua being the firstborn, the first fruit of all the first fruits. Then the Israelite man, then the Israelite woman. That's the holy order. But a lot of you men, you put the woman first, then you put yourself, then you put the Most High, then you put the one you call Jesus Christ, man. All right? So you're going to get with the program or be destroyed and be reprogrammed in the kingdom to be righteous, man. Okay? And also giving a woman power over you, that includes your goddamn mothers. Because some of you men act like your mother is just this heavenly gift that can never do wrong. Yeah, she raised you. Honor her as your mother. You don't put curses on her because she's wicked. Okay? But if your mother's wicked, you really just need to separate yourself from that woman. Now, if she calls you up and she needs help, sure, go help her. She wants you to take out the trash, go take out the trash. She calls you, she wants you to loan her $20 here and there, loan her $20 here and whatever, man. But don't give your mother, or any woman, or anyone for that matter, power over you to persuade you to be wicked. Okay? Period. And your own mother can forsake you and reject you and turn you into the goddamn devil to be put to death. Yes, your own mother can do that. The scriptures tell you that. I can prove it right now. Okay, this is Isaiah. (49:15). Can a woman not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget. Yet will I not forget thee. So your own mother can forsake thee. Okay? Let alone your wife, your so-called wife, let alone your auntie, let alone your sister. Your own mother can forsake you, man. That's why you need to turn to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because he will not forsake you, man. If you are doing what he wants you to do, he will not forsake you. That is a promise, man. He may afflict you, he may put you through some things, but he's not going to forsake you. He'll test your faith, he'll test your character, he'll test your patience. Okay? Coming out here when it's cold, that's a part of testing your patience, man. Testing your faith. You gonna do what I asked you to do, or you gonna be at home where it's warm and make an excuse? Well, I'll wait a few months. When it starts to get warmer, I'll go out there. The Lord ain't dealing with you then. Okay? Isaiah 49:15. Can a woman forget her suckling child, that she should not have compassion on the son of her womb? Yeah, they may forget. And you're going to see, when all hell breaks loose, how many women forsake their own children. How many women literally eat their child because they're hungry, or sell their child off because they want some goddamn canned beans or a bag of rice. They literally gonna give away their children, or because they're on the run, they know what's going on. They know what's going on the streets, and their baby won't stop crying. They might leave a baby in a trash can somewhere, or leave a baby in front of an abandoned house, hoping someone come and pick it up, man. Okay? Or you be a man in this truth, and your own mother has Esau waiting on you, and she deceives you to come and visit her just for you to get arrested because you're not the same anymore. Okay? You're not her submissive little boy anymore. So now she don't really care for you no more. All right? Yeah, they may forget. So your own mother can forget you. Don't think for a second, because you have a mother and you think she loves you, that Satan can't jump on her and she totally turns her back on you. Yet will I not forget thee. So the Lord, he won't forget you. Your woman can forget you. Your mother can forsake you. But the Lord's not going to forsake his men. The men in this truth. To hell with all these other men. He ain't dealing with them. But all you men who believe, you men in this truth, the Lord is not going to forsake you, man. So you need to be giving praises to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Not your mother. Not your grandmother. Not your wife. Okay? A lot of you men out here so weak. Oh, I'm faithful to my woman. You need to be faithful to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And your woman's probably not even faithful to you anyway. Okay? Now there are women out there who are faithful. But even then, you're supposed to be faithful to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Not some goddamn woman. But to a man. His name is Yahweh and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. We're faithful to men. Alright? All this beta male crap is getting out of hand. It's ridiculous, man. Okay? This is Luke. This is Luke 11:27. And it came to pass, as he spake these things. In fact, let me just jump back to this is verse Luke 11:24. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and finding none, he saith, I will return unto my house whence I came out. So when you come to this truth, all those unclean spirits leave you. But if you leave the truth, all those unclean spirits come right back into you with more spirits. So you become worse off than what you was before. The Lord may actually turn you into a sodomite. You may actually start liking men because you went back into the world. The Lord may actually turn you into a tranny because you went. I'm not even joking, man. The Lord can do that to you. I'm so serious, man. That's why you gotta fight as hard as you can to stay in this truth. Because the Lord has shown me that there are demons just waiting on us, man, to go off and to go back into the world. All right, I've seen it with my own eyes, man. I've been under heavy spiritual attack plenty of times throughout my life, man. So this shit is real. And the only reason why I have my shield and buckler is because Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. If I didn't have Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, I'd be fucked up, man. I'm telling you right now. All right? So Ka'Allah Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai that he's called me into this truth. Seriously, man. You come into the truth, those unclean spirits leave you. You fall back into the world, they come back with even more spirits. So it's an even stronger demon, an even stronger legion. Okay? Verse 25. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. What swept and garnished? You're the vessel, man. Imagine having a house full of nice possessions. But then you say, you know what? I'm going to pack up and leave. Well, now it's an empty house. Okay? Everything's been swept out. So you leaving this truth is like removing everything out of your house and it's just an empty house, an empty vessel, which means there's plenty of room for me and my buddies. That's what them demons are thinking. Okay? Then goeth and taketh to him 7 other spirits, and 7 is a number of completion. So however many spirits it takes to just totally bug you out, man. All right? More wicked than himself. And they entered in and dwelled there. And the last state of that man is worse than the first. So that shows you. You come into the truth, you get clean. You fall out the truth, the spirits that you used to have on you jump back on you and you're worse off. Verse 27. And it came to pass as he spake these things, a certain woman of the company lifted her voice and said unto him, Blessed is the womb that bare thee, and the paps which thou hast sucked. So this is the woman opening her stupid ass mouth, as they often do, with that woman worship crap. Instead of giving reverence to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, or hell, the least she could have did was gave reverence to his earthly father Joseph. But instead, she wanted to give reference unto Mary, his mother. Okay? Just like people do today, right? Verse 28. But he said, yeah, rather blessed are they that hear the word of God and keep it. So the Heavenly Father is who you should give reverence to. Not your mother, all right? Not your homeboys, but the Heavenly Father. And that's what a lot of people do. They always want to give credit to some damn woman. The woman cannot be pregnant without you put your gun. You can walk by, you're fine. A woman cannot be pregnant without you putting your sperm inside of her. The seed is in you first. You actually have live semen in your testicles with life right now. The woman is not walking around with life in her belly until you put it there, man. So when are you men gonna wake the hell up and become men? And stop giving all your power and all your credit to some fucking woman, man. You hate your dads, but you love your mother. That's a curse that's put on our people today, man. Okay? And it's ridiculous. It's disgusting. All right? All this woman worship crap. Everything is about the woman. Mother's Day comes before Father's Day. On Valentine's Day, hey, what did you get your woman? It ain't never about the man. All right? A lot of men grow up with animosity towards their dad because he wasn't around, not even knowing. The goddamn mother chased him off. He wanted to be with her, but she was too fucking evil, man. All right? These are the things that we're faced with today in this stupid-ass, wicked-ass world, man. All right? It's crazy as hell. I'm going to go to the book of 2nd Ezra. Second Ezra 14 and 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature. And being behind a woman all the time, going to your woman for her opinion, it's cool to go to your woman for advice. That's cool. But if she's telling you the wrong thing and you going behind it, you weak, man. The scriptures tells you to take off that weak nature. All right? And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. So how do you flee from these times? By getting in the scriptures, man. The Bible, which is for the Israelites, the Negro, Latino, and Native American. All right? And you have a lot of people out there, they have an issue because we bring out the truth. The truth hurts more than a physical punch in the face, man. Of course the truth hurts because you've been lied to your whole life. So we're coming to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And now we're your enemy because of it. All right? And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. All right? So take off that weak-ass nature. All right? Let me see if I can find this scripture right quick. I don't know if it's Sirach 1 or 2nd Ezra 1. Let me see, it might be 2nd Ezra 1. Perfect. This is 2nd Ezra 1 and (37). I take to witness the grace of the people to come, whose little ones rejoice in gladness, and though they have not seen me with bodily eyes, yet in spirit they believe the thing that I say. And that's us, man. We've never even seen Yahweh and Yahweh Shai with these eyes and these bodies. But we still believe everything that he's saying in these scriptures, man. Because we have faith. And faith is a gift. You're born with it. And as you get older, you increase in it. Okay? And now, brother, behold, what glory. And see the people that come from the east, being Jerusalem. Unto whom I will give for leaders. So let's see who the leaders are. Are there any women? Are women going to be mentioned? Let's find out. Okay? Unto whom I will give for leaders Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Oseas, which is Hosea, Amos, and Micah, Joel, Abdias, and Habakkuk, Sophonius, Aggeus, Zechariah, and Malachi, which is called also an angel of the Lord. So the prophets are also known as angels of the Lord, which means messengers of the Lord. The Lord raised up men to be leaders. So why are you following behind these women? These women should be following behind you. But the problem is a lot of you men don't have the spirit to be a leader, but a follower. And then you wonder why. You wonder why every time you get a woman, she's all out of order. Because you let her, man. Or because you are attracted to that shit. Because you're a punk. Yeah, I said it. You let your woman rule over you, you are a punk. And you deserve to get her took. Alright? You deserve to have your woman dominate you for the punk you are. Because you don't want to stand up for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and follow behind the righteous order. Okay? I might pull out one more verse. This is Daniel's. (4 and 17). Yeah, I need to close it out. In fact, hold on. I'm going to close it out after this. Daniel's 4 and 17. The matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones. So the holy ones are known as the watchers, the seers, the prophets. To the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. But what I want to focus on is Yahweh, he rules in the kingdom of men, not in the kingdom of women. Any woman who has any sense of authority today was set in that position by a simple ass man. Any woman who has any kind of authority was set up by a man. Period. Point blank, man. I don't care who it is. Because men have the dominion. Whether he's a real man or not, men have the dominion. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai rules in the kingdom of men. You women, get in line or fall behind. Okay? And with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Wa Rakakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, because those are the teachers who taught us well. Alright, and salutations to all you true, sincere brethren out there who are doing the exact same thing that I'm doing, pushing out this purified truth. Alright, cleansing this wicked, defiled kingdom, being the nation of Israel with this word, and to the rest of the church who believe as well, which includes the women who believe. Alright, and the water to Yahweh Shai, because without him going to that cross and being that perfect sacrifice, none of this would even be possible. Period, point blank. Alright? And with that, I want to say Shalom.